YouTube. How are you? Good morning. Just sitting here having my cup of coffee, waking up with Booger. Went outside to feed the half feral cat Blackie. She's not up and about right now, but I'm going to keep checking, making sure she gets her breakfast. Booger has already got her breakfast, cleaned out the litter box, all that good stuff. And I wanted to take a few moments to react to a video. Chantal has not done any more videos or live streams since the last Faults I Am So Sick update video. But there was an excellent video put out by a channel called LASH, basically detailing how serious things are getting over in Kuwait and why Chantal is freaking out, absolutely freaking out, because she is realizing she's pushed herself into a corner, a major corner, and there's no getting out of it. There's no negotiating with it. There's no outranking it. It's just a series of situations and events that she cannot control. And in true Chantal fashion, because she can't control a situation or a bunch of people, she's taking out all of her anger on Girl World as if it's our fault. It's not our fault. We're just bystanders and passerbys and onlookers, and we're just watching everything happen, Chantal, but we're not causing things to happen. Everything that's going on right now is something that you caused to happen. The situation in Kuwait is beyond your control. You can't control the Kuwaiti government. Your health problems, a lot of them are your fault because you pushed yourself to a place physically where now you are very, very sick. And what's going on with you it's not just solved with like simple pills and medication. Like you got serious health problems, and it takes more than just a few pills to fix them. It means long-term care. It means serious commitment to your health. And these are things you do not want to do. So I wanted to react to the video made by Eyelash, and I will leave a link for the original video in the video description, as well as react to some comments on Twitter. As you all know, in the newest videos that Chantal has put out, she has turned off the comment section. Why would she do this? She's someone that she needs the engagement as badly as she needs the money. Why would she turn off the comments? Well, a couple of theories. Theory one, if she's faking her bad health, being sick, if her family, like say her mom, is reading the comment section, mom is going to freak out. So to avoid mom freaking out, maybe she turned off the comment section for that reason. Also, I think she turned off the comment section because some people were leaving some very interesting comments that she did not want to address or were just irritating her. She wasn't getting the sympathy that she was looking for or the money. So whenever she doesn't get her way, she throws a little temper tantrum. And she thinks that by turning off comments or not posting, that she's punishing Girl World. You're not punishing Girl World by turning off your comments, Chantal. Turning off comments means you're hurting yourself and you're hurting your own channel. You're not affecting any of us. Okay? You're not affecting our channels. You're not affecting our views or our engagement. You're affecting your own. So what's that old saying? Cutting off your nose to spite your face. Well, that's you running around without a nose on your face because you keep cutting it off. But wanted to show those comments because they are very interesting. Again, full credit to those on Twitter who have posted them. So we're going to do that today. This react may be of a shorter nature, and that's fine. Not all reacts have to be long. But I wanted to just go over some of this stuff in the Eyelash video. And thank you, Eyelash, for putting everything together. So why don't we just start with the Twitter stuff and get that done first. Okay. So let's see. What do we got here? Let's start here first. And this is courtesy of, pardon me. Okay, this is from MASH. Thank you, MASH. Comments that Foodie tried to hide. And I know those may be a little hard to read because these are long comments and the text may be a bit small. So let me just read them for you. So one of the comments says, let's see. Let me see here. Let me just go up to the top. This person says, AK Charlie says, yeah, okay. As a diabetic who has gone into septic shock and clinically died, I was in a coma on a vent for over a week. I think you are in DKA. Your kidneys are battling an infection. You are not going to make it if you don't take this seriously. You may be going septic due to the kidney infection. Drenched in sweat is your body's way of dealing with this infection, your body failing. If anyone has a way to message her, please message me. Look, as someone in medical field and someone who literally died and made it back from sepsis, I just want to send you some advice. What to look for. You are not going to make it. Your breathing is labored. You are very, very sick. Chantal. It's really sad to me. You've got a bunch of idiot beezers in your chat. Idiots. I'm specifically speaking about the idiots who pay you for the food content. You've got those people in your audience. You're looking for those people to pay you for content off of YouTube. You know you are. Don't deny it. I see you. But you've also got people in your audience that actually give a crap. They care. And just like any other human being would do to another human who's sick, they come forward with their advice, with their support. For those beezers who care about Chantal, understand, please, what you're dealing with. Understand who you're watching and what their mentality is. You're looking at someone and you're watching someone who honestly doesn't give a crap about their health. Not at all. Every time she sits down to do a mukbang, that's not for 100% of all of you. She's doing it for the feeders, okay? She's catering to a certain niche in her audience that pay to see her eat, that want to see her eat. That's who she's aiming her content at. That's all she cares about, is getting the money, even though she's using the money to hurt herself even further. She's doing self-harm content on YouTube, and YouTube knows this, and they don't shut it down, even though they could. So bad on YouTube. But going back to you beezers, understand, please. This is a woman who does not care about her health. She likes to keep people concerned for her welfare. She purposely keeps herself sick to keep all of you tuning in to watch her. You will never have a happy moment on Chantal's channel. There will never be a moment where you can relax. And it's all about positive content. She doesn't do positive content. Take it from me. Someone that I've been reacting to Chantal for years. It's always about the negative. Even when she went to Cuba, she went to a new location and she got away from Nader. And people were throwing the support and saying, we're so happy you're in a new location. We're so happy you're turning over a new leaf. She didn't like it. She instantly started having a meltdown and raging because she wanted that attention. She wanted those extra views that way. She could have gone a different way. People on her channel have said, look, if you decide to take care of your health, we're here for you. Don't worry about us leaving. We're not going to leave. We are not here to watch you eat. We are here because we like you. God knows why they like her, but they do. So she knows she can go a different way. Turn things around. Not interested. Not interested. And she insists on playing Russian roulette with her health. flirting with the Grim Reaper, flirting hard. And she doesn't care. She made the statement long ago, for those that do not know. She said, I will eat until I die. Nothing's going to stop me. She said that with her full chest. So those of you that are beezers, again, understand what you're dealing with. Some of you may be coming forward and trying to bring things to her attention and give her advice. She's not listening. She never listens. She doesn't listen to the reactors. She doesn't listen to her audience. There are tons of people in the community, doctors, nurses, giving their opinions. Has she listened to any of them? No. Has she listened to her actual physical doctor that has seen her, done tests on her? Nope. Not listening to them either. Has she listened to any therapist? Nope. Hasn't listened to her family. Listened to no one. She wants to do what she wants to do. And as twisted as it sounds, what she wants to do is keep on hurting herself until she puts herself in a place where she's either in the hospital or the morgue. That may be harsh to say, but it's the reality. You got to look at the reality of someone that is on a path and they are stubborn and they don't want to get off just because they are so over-consumed and caught up in saving face in front of people, not realizing they've already lost face, that their whole world of delusion and grandeur and fantasy has fallen apart. They don't want to face the truth of that. So they keep up the illusion. They keep lying. They keep fooling themselves and trying to fool everybody else, and it just isn't working. But here's somebody in your comments, Chantal, saying to you, you need to take your health seriously. But of course, just like everybody else, you're not going to listen. You're going to keep flirting with the Grim Reaper. You're going to keep lying. Although everything's at a critical point, your body is clearly telling you, we can't take any more. We just can't. You're not unbreakable. You are not untouchable. You're very much human. You bleed blood like everybody else if they get cut. Things have reached a critical point. Ball's in your court. Let's move on to another comment. Also made. Desert Rose says, Chantal, go to an ER. You don't need a doctor right now. You need to be in an emergency room. You should have already gone by now. I can hear it in your breathing without even needing to see your face. And it's not just asthma or from using your CPAP. The way you're breathing could be from a few very serious things. I know you don't feel good and nobody likes to leave the bed when they're sick, but you need to go. There are 0 health foods that are going to make you feel better. You're not a healthy person who got a cold that can just ride it out. You're someone with severe pre-existing health conditions that are in danger. You don't get the luxury of writing anything out. And no, whoever is telling you that you have no control is lying to you. I have always told you I'd never lie. Oh, I guess that got cut off. If you see this, go to the ER immediately. You'll go to sleep and not wake up. Please, please listen. Your breathing is so bad. If you're not being honest about this, it's so wrong. I've been praying and thinking about this for hours. I need to write something. Chantal, you should be embarrassed. Making people on your channel worry just that hard. They're staying awake at night worrying about your health when you don't give a damn about it. So all you beaters that think, oh, girl world, we're so hateful, we're so mean to Chantal. It's not that. It's just that we are not going to care about someone who doesn't care about themselves. If she doesn't care, why are we going to care? Why are we going to waste that kind of energy? What's the point? We're going to stress ourselves out and worry over someone that is doing everything to hurt themselves? No. 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 Not at all. Chantal is manipulative and she's evil And she likes to use negative means to get attention. Those of us that have been watching Chantal, whether it's a reactor or an audience member in the reaction community, we've been knowing about that. We are very aware of that. And we're not going to be manipulated. And we're not going to be lied to. And we're not going to co-sign on her bullshit. And that's exactly what this is. It's bullshit. I'm not going to feel sympathy for her at all. She put everything into play long ago. She created her own bad karma and the consequences of that karma. That has nothing to do with Girl World. Girl World has not hurt her. She's hurt herself. When it comes to universal energy, you get what you give, and you give what you get. You put bad things out into the universe, you got to know at some point you got to pay the bill. All debts settled. Chantal's been running around for years, hurting people, hurting animals, lying to people, manipulating people. Now she's in a place that she's in the tightest corner of her life, and she put herself there. Using everybody along the way, lying to everybody along the way. Now she's in that uh-oh corner where shit's about to get real. Shit is getting real, and she's freaking out, and she's taking out her anger on Girl World. Although we got nothing to do with it. We're just reporting on the news. That's all we're doing. We're standing back. Let things happen. We don't have to hurt her. She's hurting herself. She's doing a fine job all on her own, and she could turn this thing around if she wants to, but she's not gonna. She's consumed with, I have to be higher and better than everybody. She made a tower of lies and delusion, and she shut herself in it. So she could look down on the rest of us saying, you're all a bunch of peasants. I'd rather be on the ground, grounded, happy, than be up in a tower of lies, removed from everything else, unable to live, unable to be happy, Chantal. See, that's something you don't get by trying to be above everyone. You stop living. You literally stop living. You isolated yourself. You're not willing to improve. You're not willing to enlighten yourself. You're not willing to listen to Spirit. Spirit's done with your ass. It wants the best for you, but it realizes you're not listening right now, so it's not bothering to try to talk to you. You caused that to happen. You're walking in your shadow self. It's a big shadow. I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying. Like your darkness is spreading out. But you know what? Everything that's happening right now needed to happen. Because you're a stubborn, extreme individual. And so extreme circumstances are sometimes needed to break through the wall. I told you, Spirit told me about you. To make you, they got to break you. They got to break that tower down. All the way down. There's nothing good about it, period. They got to break down all the lies, the fantasy, the world, the delusion. It's all got to come down. And it is coming down. And you're freaking out. And you're mad at Girl World. We didn't build that tower. You built it. It's not good for you to be in it. You've been in it and you're becoming more and more sick. More and more unhealthy. Change happens when it does for a reason. Change happens not out of hate, because it needs to occur to give you a chance at life. But if you don't want to live, if you decided what your path is, then you've decided. Nobody can stop that. But the tower moment is happening. And it's happening in a way that it needs to happen. Everything has been aligned to get you to wake up. One last chance, Chantal. One last chance. Spirit isn't fucking around with you. Karma isn't fucking around with you. Just accept it. Just accept it. Okay, this is from another reply. I just was cut off. To you or BSU on here, because it literally sickens me that I've seen people enabling or even pushing you in a direction to see your demise. Some god-awful wolves in sheep's clothing always circling you. You know what, though? She seeks out those wolves because those wolves have money, and that's all she cares about is freaking money. Catering to feeders, thinking, oh, they love me. No, they love what you do for them. You're satisfying their selfish ass fetish. They see how sick you are. They don't give a shit. Those are the people that you cater the most to. It's ridiculous. You absolutely have control to a point. I'll be honest in telling you that there are some things you've allowed to get too far. And now those things can only be managed and not cured. But your weight, your BED, it's absolutely under your control. Agreed. Agreed. It's absolutely under control. If you have zero control, the number of people who have overcome their disorders or weight issues will be zero. Right. But it's not zero. You hold your own power. But as far as what's going on now, please go to an ER, no stops. I really need you to grasp the fact that you could die. I'm not saying this as an exaggeration. I'm not saying it to scare you. I'm not saying it to troll. I'm telling you because I want it to. Oh, let's see. There's so much here. Hold on. Okay, here's an interesting one. I'm telling you because I want to click in your mind so you can override your stubbornness. You can die. Like, it's literally an actual possibility. Take control of your health and have Salah take you to an emergency room before you let anything get too bad to where it ends in death or something you can't ever fix. There will be no traveling, no attention, no food, no money, no family, no nothing if you're not alive. Again, I promise you that people care. If you can't do it for you, think of your family. Think of your mom. Imagine you passing away and what that's going to do to them. Imagine your body sitting there, not even alive, and what Salah is going to deal with, not knowing what to do. How painful this is for your family to go through. They absolutely care. It's devastating. And right now, you still have control of your fate. I have such a bad feeling in my gut lately for you, and it's why I continue to keep pleading with you and preaching. I see people like you all the time, so please believe me that when I'm concerned, it's for a reason. I've never just walk up to anyone and tell them to go see a doctor, but with you, it's continuous emergency. Flags being raised, and it's just going downhill swiftly. I just want you to do something before it's too late. So sad that all these people in her comments are pleading with her, praying for her. She does not give a shit. All of you beezers. There's a lot of you I don't like because a lot of you are feeder fucks. But for all of you people just wandered into the foodieverse, you don't know her lore, you don't know her history, you just see someone on YouTube doing content and you get sucked into her black hole. Understand, she does not care. In plain terms, she is a food addict that comes on YouTube and does her addiction in full view of the public. Okay? She gets high on camera. That's how she gets high. She gets her kicks, showcasing her addiction in front of all of y'all and making money with it. She thinks she's the smartest person in the room doing that, when actually she's the dumbest because she keeps hurting her health. Am I being hateful saying that? No, I'm just speaking truth. There's a fucking difference. Speaking truth is not hateful. Sometimes truth is what you need. If you're someone that you live in a world of lies, you need the truth. You need it badly. You need to stop surrounding yourself with yes men and find those people who will say no and tell you the damn truth. Truth will set her free. Truth will break down the delusions and the fantasy. She surrounded herself with all of that, and it's been holding her prisoner by her own hand, by her own design. She needs truth. She doesn't need any more yes men. She needs someone or something to tell her no. No, Chantal, you can't have that. No, Chantal, you can't eat that. No, Chantal, you can't continue to live in a place where you do not belong and do things that are against the law. No, she needs to hear the word no. She used to hear it a lot. She didn't get told that word enough when she was growing up. Hence the reason why she grew up into a 40-year-old, spoiled, entitled, bratty, manipulative toddler. She grew up without discipline and structure and rules and morals and values. There's a lot of things missing that should have been there long ago. But all of you that care about her, I can appreciate you got a good heart, but your good heart is being wasted on her. She does not care. She doesn't care. She gets off on having people worry for her. Like, it gives her such a kick. Oh, I'm so loved. I'm so cared about. Yeah, but you don't care about anybody else, you selfish beast. You don't care. If you cared about your audience, you would make them stress out so hard. So those are some of the tweets courtesy of MASH. Thank you, MASH. Let's go on to the video. The video from LASH. Pay attention, Chantal. You need a wake-up call. Not that I'm here to save you. I'm not here to save you. You got to save yourself, girl. In this fairy tale, the princess has to save herself. Waiting for a knight on a white horse ain't going to work here. Now, fairy tales are only in books. This is real life. This is reality. You want to be saved? You got to save yourself. So let me just go ahead and bring up the video from LASH, and we'll get going with that. Okay. Let me just make sure I am where I need to be, because sometimes I forget to share the screen. Perfect. Let's go. Let's go.
I am on a spiritual journey of change. I don't know how I made it here, but I can't believe I'm here. Like, my table, everything, even the imperfect pillow placement, the whole couches that are...
You're not on a spiritual journey. That's another lie you're telling yourself. That's a lie you try to tell the audience. I'm on a spiritual journey. If only you were. You told us a great big lie before. Oh, I'm in Kuwait. And I'm in Kuwait because it's removed me from some of my vices. I'm around Salah. I'm in Kuwait. It's a whole different life here. This is going to be good for me. It's been 2 years. Where's the improvement, Miriam? Where's the improvement? I don't see any. If there were improvement, I would give you credit. I would say, yeah, you've improved this way. I don't see any improvement. You've only gotten worse in every way. Your health has gotten worse. You gained, what, 200 pounds since being there? You're not 335. You're like 535, 550. I've been saying that for the longest. Lack of mobility. Your breathing has gotten worse. You can barely move. You brag about being in the seal position. Ma'am, you are a human. You are not a seal. It's appropriate for a seal. It's not appropriate for you to lay around like a seal. As a person, you are supposed to move. Humans are supposed to move around and be active and do things. Not lay around. That's not healthy for us. That can lead to all kinds of health problems like blood clots, bad circulation. But you think it's funny to lay around like a seal. What would scare the rest of us does not scare you. But if only you were on a spiritual journey, you would have grown by now. Something good would have happened. Nothing good has happened there. You didn't go to Kuwait on a spiritual journey. You went there to escape. You went there to escape your problems, your financial problems. Because you knew if you stayed in Canada, you would not stay away from Natter. And you're a salty, sore loser. You're mad because he didn't go with you. He stayed with Dee Dee. He looked at Dee Dee and said, there's stability here. She's got a home. She doesn't go off half-cocked. She's not going to get mad at me and go straight to the cops, but Chantal will. Chantal's unhinged. Chantal is unstable. I need stability. Chantal's not offering it, so I know where I'm going to go. Even if you went back to Canada right now, Nader still wouldn't choose you. You are even more unstable than you were before you left. Yet you're still pining over him, pining over what you couldn't get, what you will never have. It's all about trying to get back at Nader, maybe even try to get Nader back. You want to live out some fantasy of being married. You wanted to know what it was like to be married, although you don't have the marriage heart of being with a person that you're connected to, having respect for them, having real love for them, respecting their boundaries. You're a predator. You push yourself onto people and animals. You don't stop yourself and go, well, maybe I shouldn't touch that. Maybe I shouldn't be near that. I respect their boundaries. You don't respect boundaries. You're selfish. You went to Kuwait, and although you couldn't get near the edibles, you took your addiction of food with you, never sought treatment, never sought therapy, and here we are. You're dead ass sick. You're so seriously sick, a few pills is not going to fix it. Healthy food is not going to fix it. You need a complete lifestyle change. With supervision, got to have somebody around to tell you no, and you will actually listen. That's not going to happen. You're too stubborn. You're too much of a control freak. You are not ready to throw up your hand to the universe and say, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. You're not at that point, Chantal. You're not there. Even with everything going on, you're not there. Sometimes you can look into a person's eyes and tell when they're ready. You're not ready because you're hiding behind your fucking ego. It's choking you. You're choking on it. You can't swallow it. You're not ready to humble yourself a little bit. It's amazing to me. You've been on YouTube for years, and all the things you've done. That you've got a humiliation fetish. I said so long ago, I stand by that. You got a humiliation fetish. You will humiliate yourself coming online, showing us all parts of your body, acting all the way the fool, but swallowing your pride, can't do it, won't do it. That ego controls you. It does control you. Your narcissism controls you. All the things you've done on YouTube, and you can't swallow that pride for the sake of self-preservation.
They're the size of the whole living space. I love everything. Why is there an eyelash in my cottage cheese? Fudge.
If you've been keeping up with Fraudy,
Mm-hmm.
she showed up a couple of days ago with a black screen only, claiming that she was sick. I don't believe that she's sick, as I said in my previous video. Which
I believe she is sick, just not sick with what she's claiming. So she is sick. Technically, she is sick. She's got all those health problems. She is very, very sick. But she doesn't give a crap, so why should I? She knows what she needs to do. She knows, she just doesn't care. So why should I care? Why should anybody care? Why should Girl World care?
I will link in the description. I believe that she is in the midst of a volatile situation in Kuwait, which makes her residency, her visa. In this video, we're going to look at what Mo Translate says about a recent video about the housing situation. We'll then look at an article that discusses why that housing situation has occurred. We'll look at what's happened with Kuwait's parliament, which is probably the most important part
Yep.
of this video. And then finally, we'll wrap up with what happened last week to a 70-year-old woman in Kuwait of being witch trials in the 1600s. But first, a big thank you to Mo Translates.
Okay, so I got to stop it here. I'm sorry, Eyelash. So this, I talked about this on my channel already. This is from Mo Translates, saying this news was posted today. Kuwait is trying to track down single people living in family housing. If found in violation, electricity and water will be cut off without warning. I did a quick translation to summarize the gist of what was being said here. Is that why she's missing? So a lot of things have been kind of lining up. Let's go back even further. So like a while ago, Kuwait was wanting to give more job opportunities to those that live there. So they did a thing where those who were trained professionals or expats, they were like, you got to leave because we want to give more opportunities to the people that live here. And I know it's kind of a gray area with Chantal because she's not someone there on an official job, but she is on a tourist visa and she's making money in Kuwait and has been making money. So is that a big no-no? You know, you're supposed to be on a tourist visa and you're making money in Kuwait. Doesn't that require a work permit? A certain kind of visa? Don't know. Because it's kind of a gray area. It's YouTube. But the expats, a lot of them have had to leave or asked to leave. What else? Just a lot of restrictions have been happening. A lot of things have been shifting around. A lot of things. And this is one of the newest ones. I know that Parliament is changing around. Now they're basically looking around for people that if you're single living in family housing, that's a big no-no. It's definitely a big no-no. Like, she won't turn on her camera. Is she doing that just for attention? Because it's something different? Or is she hiding out? I think she might be hiding out.
I will link where she has posted her video, as well as all the articles that you'll see in this video in the description. And also because this is a longer video with a lot of parts, I will put timestamps in the description as well.
Nice.
Let's get
home sweet home, yeah. Because even when I'm in Canada, I don't have my own place there anymore, right? So,
and that's your fault, stupid. That's your fault. And that fault can be traced all the way back to when you were with BB. You were with BB making money on YouTube. You did not fix your financial situation. You had a bankruptcy on your record, and that's why you put your hooks into Pete's. You were like, hey, Pete's, let's move in together. Not because you really want to move in with him. Not because you were romantically interested in Pete's, but because at that time, Pete's had the good credit and the good job. That's why his name went on the dotted line and not yours. You made a deal with him that if he put his name on the dotted line, that you would pay the bills, you would pay the rent. He'd just take out the garbage and maybe change the litter boxes. So he was cool with that agreement. He was cool with it. So you did. In the beginning, when he was looking around for a place for you two, he was trying to do the reasonable thing and stay within a certain price range for his budget. But you being the snob that you are, you're like, I'm not moving into any of these dumps. You wanted something nicer. So that was the agreement you came up with. So his name was on the dotted line, which meant that if there were any damages to the villa, they would also be under his name. When you moved to Kuwait, that villa was left a mess. There were damages. I heard around that there was like $5,000 in damages. So once again, like you did before, you left him with a huge bill. I don't know if he's still paying it off. I'm not in his business. But $5,000 for someone who doesn't have a high-paying job, it's going to take a while to pay off. And now is coming back around to bite you in your big ass. Because if you got to come home, you can't run to Pete and go, can you help me? He can't help you. You effed him over, and now he's got to deal with it. Can't help you, Chantal. By lying to people, by manipulating people, by using people, you put yourself in that corner. You did.
Oh, you like to be in your own home, you know?
تواصل بلدية الكويت وبالتعاون مع الجهات المختصة القيام بحملة واسعة في كافة محافظات البلاد تحت عنوان.
The news was posted today. Kuwait is trying to track down single people living in family housing and found in violation. Electricity and water will be cut off without warning. Yep, that happened. That is happening. And I've also heard that there is a tip line that if anybody wants to snitch on those people that are living in family housing, well, then people just call a tip line. So I don't know if they've been reported. I don't know if somebody said something. I know that Chantal, I'm not pointing fingers because I don't know for sure, but I know that Chantal, she also made a lot of people angry over there. Like Takat. I mean, how do we know that somebody didn't turn her in?
عنوان الحد من العزاب، وذلك لرصد العزاب في مناطق السكن الخاص عبر فرقها الميدانية. وتهدف الحملة إلى إيصال رسالة واضحة أن البلدية الكهربائي بالتعاون مع وزارة الكهرباء والماء.
Go! Go!
Now he has 3 apartments. 1 for each wife.
Chantal, if you think all your comments about having multiple wives and multiple apartments was funny or a flex, you're about to find out how wrong you are to have documented this.
Electricity disconnected at 7 expat bachelor homes.
Oops. But if why am I laughing? I'm not laughing over people having their electricity and water cut off, because that is a serious thing. And that does suck. I'm laughing at the whole over in Kuwait, when you're someone and you get married to somebody for real, you know, like if you are, say, a man wanting to marry a woman, you have to provide, I guess, a dowry. Also, you have to show that you're going to be a good provider of that wife. I don't think Salah can provide that or has provided that. Hence the reason why he sought out Chantal in the first place. I mean, you got to figure in. There must be a reason why he was in Kuwait, a place full of people, women. You got to ask the question, if he was such a doggone catch, why is it that no woman in Kuwait was married up with him? And why is it that no expat female was married up with him? Maybe because both the women in Kuwait and the expats, they figured out what a loser he was. So he had to look all the way over to Canada trying to find a fish. And he found one in a desperate Debbie named Chantal. But you got to ask yourself, like, why would Salah be running around 30-year-old plus man unmarried? Because he didn't have a whole lot going on for himself, and females over there saw right through him. But let's read this article. Kuwait City, May 20th. Engineer Hamad El Matari, the director of the Hawali Government Municipality Branch, announced that electricity has been cut off to 7 properties inhabited by bachelors in the Gabria and Salwa regions. 5 properties in the former and 2 in the latter. Yeah, because they're not effing around over there. They are not playing.
Kuwait City, May 20th. Engineer Hamad Al-Mutari, the director of the Hawali Governorate Municipality Branch, announced that electricity has been cut off to 7 properties inhabited by bachelors in the Jabriya and Salwa regions, 5 properties in the former and 2 in the latter. The Public Relations Department of Kuwait Municipality confirmed the continuation of field tour conducted by supervisory teams from the Engineering Audit and Follow-up Department in Hawali Governorate. These tour, directly supervised by Engineer Hamad Al-Mutari, follow a planned schedule in cooperation with relevant government agencies. including the Ministry of Electricity, the Ministry of Interior, and the Public Authority for Civil Information. The administration urged citizens and residents to collaborate with the relevant departments by reporting singles living in residential areas. Such cooperation will help enforce the laws that prohibit singles from residing in these areas. Reports can be made through various channels. The hotline at 139, WhatsApp at 24,727,732, or by submitting a written complaint to the Director of the Governorate
Do
Municipality
you see
Branch.
that, Chantal? Not only are they doing the tours and cutting people's electricity and water off, but they're putting the information out there. Anybody that wants to snitch, here's how you do it. We got a hotline. We got WhatsApp, a written complaint. And let's think about you being at the apartment, what you're doing over there or what you were doing. You were in that apartment up at ridiculous hours. 3 o'clock in the morning, doing live streams, doing your mukbangs, raging at people. Listen, I used to live in an apartment. You can hear people through the walls, you know. Those walls are paper thin. You can be in an apartment, if the walls are thin enough, you can hear people using the bathroom, talking, singing, raging, snoring, peeing. You'll hear more than what you want to. Apartments are not that private. And then there's you. Other people are trying to sleep. You're up at 3 a.m. talking and going off. You don't think it's going to piss off your neighbors? Well, now they got a way to complain about you. Get you out of there. They ain't got to listen to you no more. If you're not already out of there.
So I just got here from his apartment and
Oops. That was an oops moment. She said too much. I just got here from his apartment. His. So y'all live separately. We know that though. We've been known about that. I can't imagine that Salah would have an inch of sanity had he had lived with you. You're intolerable. We've been known, Chantal, the two of you live separately.
oh my god.
Are you okay, babe?
No, I'm not his only wife.
Political turmoil in Kuwait as Emir dissolves parliament.
Yep, that happened too. So the emir is saying that the parliament is dissolved. He was worried about the taking of power, like the influence. So that's a big thing, Chantal. Like, I know you're not a political person, a government person, and neither am I, but this sounds real. They take the government very seriously over there.
Sheikh Mishal also announces the suspension of some articles of the constitution amid a continuing deadlock. Kuwait's emir has dissolved the parliament and taken over some of its duties, state media reported. Weeks after the Gulf country held elections, Emir Sheikh Mishal Al Ahmed Al Sabah and the royal-appointed cabinet will assume some powers of the 50-member National Assembly, he said on Friday, in an address broadcast on state television. He also suspended some unspecified articles of the Constitution for a period of no more than 4 years, without elaborating. The unhealthy atmosphere experienced by Kuwait in previous years has encouraged the spread of corruption to reach most state facilities, and unfortunately it reached the security and economic institutions, the 83-year-old ruler said, adding that it has even affected the justice system. We have faced difficulties and obstacles that cannot be tolerated, he said. The elections in April were the first to be held under Sheikh Mishal, who came to power last December after the death of his half-brother and predecessor, Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. Repeated disputes between the National Assembly and the cabinet have triggered dissolutions of parliament, curtailing investment and reforms aimed at reducing the country's reliance on oil revenue. Parliament was to meet for the first time on Monday, but several politicians had refused to participate in the government. The emir said that the failure to form a government was the result of the dictates and conditions of some legislators. Kuwait has been through some hard times lately, which leaves no room for hesitation or delay in making the difficult decision to save the country and secure its highest interests, Sheikh Mishal said.
My shirt went over my head and almost drowned me. This one over my head.
In his speech on Friday, Sheikh Mishal, who came to power in December after the death of the former emir, lamented that the national wealth had been wasted. The interests of Kuwait's people come above all else and are entrusted to us, and we need to maintain and protect them, he said.
Chantal, make no mistake, you are not the Kuwaiti people.
Right. Like, so that's basically the feeling right now. The Kuwaiti people, they want to ensure that those who live in Kuwait, they get priority. Not expats, not tourists, but they're protecting their own people. And right now, Chantal, you are over in Kuwait and you could be a drain on the resources because you're so sick. You are so incredibly sick. You would be, if you stayed, you would be a drain on all of the resources. You're not in a position to help yourself. You need other people to help you.
Current rulers in Kuwait have no interest in protecting you.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, I would suggest that you have become a liability
Yep.
to your own safety, to the safety of Salah and Salah's family. And
Yep.
listen, Sarah Lee, I know you've said you have zero idea what the Kuwait ministry says. You don't understand the current climate. Well, guess what? You better start paying attention. And I would suggest that what you really need to do is get your ass back to Canada.
Yep.
Don't.
Then I think one of the main reasons why she's not going back to Canada, other than the fact that she wants to be near Salah, is because she put herself in a corner where, unlike before, where she could just go to Kuwait and then come back and she's staying at the villa, she doesn't have the villa to come back to anymore. She pulled up all of her roots in Canada. She pulled up her home base. She obliterated it because she thought she could just stay in Kuwait forever with Salah. Well, that's not working because you're a tourist. You're not a resident, nor will you ever be a resident, Chantal. So if you come back to Canada, you just made life a whole lot harder for yourself because where are you going to stay? A motel room, a hotel room? I mean, they do have motel rooms you can rent by the week, but you don't have a home base. Your family's not going to take you in long term. They don't need that burden. You did all of this to yourself.
Don't believe me that you're in danger? Look what happened to a 70-year-old woman in Kuwait accused of witchcraft.
Woman held for witchcraft.
Okay, here's the Ouija board. Is there anyone here who would like to talk to us?
What I say, y'all? Chantal is so guilty of effing around with the spiritual world, being so disrespectful to it on so many occasions, like messing around with the tarot cards when she wasn't really reading the tarot cards, messing around with the Ouija board, going to Kuwait for 2 years, cosplaying as a Muslim person, even though she doesn't have the Muslim faith in her heart, just using faith and belief as an image rather than tap into that spirituality, and it helped to make her a better person. And then there's the other thing, Chantal, that myself and other readers have picked up on. You're doing some bullshit. And you're having other people do bullshit for you of a spiritual nature for the purpose of revenge and persuasion. Spirit world don't like that. Don't like it at all. You don't think there's going to be repercussions for that? Oh, there is. Not because I'm doing anything to you, mama. No, this is stuff you're doing to yourself. You cannot control people by any means. And you can't go to other people and say, do stuff for me. And think, oh, because I'm not doing it, I'm not going to suffer any damage. Oh, you will. Because it was your intention. You put the intention out there. You started turning the wheel. Using other people's hands does not mean you will not deal with the consequences. You will. And they will too. Depending on their involvement or how deep they got. But if you're doing some nonsense and somebody knows about it over there, or maybe they come across your videos, things could get really, really real.
City, May 21st. Officers from the Criminal Investigation General Department in the Interior Ministry arrested an elderly woman for engaging in witchcraft and sorcery. Reports Al Rai Daily. A security source told the Daily that a person filed a report against the 70-year-old woman of unspecified nationality practicing witchcraft and sorcery in exchange for large sums of money. The department granted legal permission to arrest the woman after she was caught red-handed with magical tools in her possession.
Caught with magical tools in her possession. You got anything in your house, Chantal? You got stuff that would get you in trouble, I wonder.
She is currently detained at the investigation office for further questioning.
I am not suggesting that your use of a Ouija board on what's happening now. What I'm suggesting is that right now in Kuwait, they can and will arrest anyone they want on suspicion of all sorts of unexpected crimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you're not a Kuwaiti citizen, Chantal. You are a tourist. You breathe wrong. It could go south for you. You're not as protected as you think you are.
The pleasure and the pain. Yeah, okay. And you're going to see that you're going to end up with another criminal charge. Like,
says the criminal.
God, don't worry about my sweat. Oh, shut up, Kate. You're not even friggin' Muslim. Get a life.
Neither are you.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Great video, Eyelash. Really great video. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about all this stuff? It just feels more and more like everything is aligning. Everything is lining up. Not because I'm saying everything line up and everything happened. No. The energy is shifting around. Everything that's going on, it's meant to happen. It's happening. And she can't stop it. She can't slow it down. She can't control it. And she's freaking out. The control freak is freaking out because she can't control the narrative. She can't control the circumstances. She can't control the people involved in the circumstances. She's in a corner of her own making, and she is freaking out because she doesn't know how to get herself all the way out. And that's what she needs. She needs to learn. She's 40 years old. If she doesn't learn now, when is she going to? So what do you guys think about all this stuff? I would love to hear from you and give your thoughts. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. My last closing thought is, Chantal, I told you. I've been telling you. Other people have seen it too. Other people have seen it in the cards. You're having a tower moment. A big one. Like your world is upside down right now. And it's going to get worse. And you're going to end up coming home. And you're not going to be happy about it. Oh, you're not going to be happy about it. You're going to be kicking and screaming, but it's just what you got to do. You're going to be big mad about it, but it's got to happen. This is a sliding door moment. Either you come home on your own or you get forced to come home or deal with the consequences of not coming home because you're too stubborn and stupid. If Salah had any kind of sense, he will put your butt on a plane and say, go now. Go now before you get arrested. Go now before I get arrested, before my family gets in trouble. Go. Forget your pride. Forget your stubbornness. Just go. So I guess we'll see how smart y'all really are over there. Or not. So that's it for this video, y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And again, I will leave a link for Eyelash's original video in the video description. Please check them out if you wish. Give them a sub up if you wish. And I'm going to go and post this. So have a good day, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.